Other developments in the Eastern Cape. 5 days ago, the country and the world was shocked by the tragedy that struck revellers at Tavern in Scenery Park in East London. The yet-to-be-determined cause of the tragedy at eNyobeni claimed 21 lives. What happened was 5 days of investigation, anger, outrage, prayer and grief. A sea of grief for the families that lost loved ones. The youngest victim was only 13 years old. Let's cross live now to our colleague Kim Daniels, who's back at the scene for the latest. Kim, a very good morning to you. What are you seeing on the ground? And now that all the patrons have been identified by their loved ones, do we know whether all of them were under the age of 18 as earlier reported?
Good morning. As you can see, I'm standing at the door of the tavern. I don't know if you can remember yesterday when we were here, this was an active crime scene. There were pathologists and forensics here combing through the entire building, looking for toxins, looking for chemicals, going through the food, the drinks, and even the generator that was allegedly on that evening. If you are aware of the fact that the results for the causes of death are still being looked at, that being in the Western Cape in Cape Town. So these forensics are hoping to find a toxin or a chemical in this building that will maybe match the cause of death that the other forensics are looking at with the cause of death. As you said, it's been a sea of grief. We've been witnessing a lot of people coming forward in support, having prayer services, candlelight services, memorials, singing here outside this exact venue where these 21 people died. And it's been very sad. It's been very painful for the families, I can imagine. As you said, the youngest was 13. All of the bodies have been identified, have been claimed from their families. At this point in time, majority of them were under the age of 18, but one or two of them were about 19 or 20 years old.
And Kim, just in terms of the society, the community at this time, what's the way forward? What are the conversations that are taking place on the ground?
A lot of the neighbors are obviously very saddened by what had happened here. They are heartbroken. I mean, this is something that happened literally in their back door. Where this tavern is situated is in a residential area. So next door, behind it, in front of it are all homes. So it is very, very sad for these neighbors. I was hoping to speak to the MEC of Safety and Liaison here in the Eastern Cape this morning, just about logistics around funerals and those kind of arrangement, but unfortunately she couldn't make it this morning. But from what I hear on the ground, we will be having a mass funeral next week, Wednesday, here in the Buffalo City.
And just in terms of that door that you say you're standing, that is behind you, can you confirm for us that it's the only entry and exit point?
I cannot confirm if it's the only entry or exit point because this is the furthest or closest rather that I've been to this building. But if I had to take a look around, there's no other doors that I've seen with my own eyes. There are a few windows on the second floor. This is a double story. I spoke to the municipality earlier this week about the zoning restrictions of this area and the plans that they have. They say that this tavern was never supposed to be here. It's illegal because the plans that they had was for a residential home. The original home was obviously not a double story, and it was never fit for business. So according to them, the tavern operating here was illegal in terms of zoning and restriction.
Just in terms of the owner, the latest we heard is that they had to hand over their entire liquor stock to officials. What's the latest in relation to the owner, just in terms of the way forward with this process?
I haven't had a chance to speak to the owner as yet, but you are correct about them confiscating all the liquor. I think that happened around yesterday when the police and the forensics were here combing through this place. No word of arrests or case being open have been made as yet, but as soon as we get that information, we'll relay it back to you.